Hello, I'm Kirk Yuhnke with ABC15 News in Phoenix, and we are unboxing the T-Mobile myTouch 4G Slide, one of the newest smartphones on T-Mobile, and it's got some pretty serious specs. It has a dual-core, 1.2 gigahertz Snapdragon processor, one of the fastest out there. It's got 4G speeds on T-Mobile's network. It's got HD 1080p video recording, an 8-megapixel camera with dual LED flashes. No question about it, this is definitely a pretty high spec'd out Android phone, and I wanted to unbox it for you so you guys can know what to expect if you decide to buy this for yourself. So here is the phone, the myTouch 4G Slide, and obviously it's got the slide action like you would expect, hence the name. And we've seen a couple other versions of the Slide Android phones on T-Mobile before, and from some of them from HTC as well. So. May look familiar, similar form factor. I'm going to set it aside for a second and just go through what else is in the box here before we get back to the phone itself. So we've got your typical documentation here, kind of underneath the phone there. We've got your start guide, basic recycling information, and your warranty. Nothing too exciting there. We also have a little charger guide, plugs into the wall. You've got your USB cable. Nothing too complicated there. Looks like a micro USB. And then we've got the phone itself. So this is, again, the T-Mobile myTouch 4G Slide, and pretty similar, typical looking Android phone. We've got the touch button there for moving around, navigating, it appears. We've also got the basic Android buttons, home menu, back, and then this is the Genius button, basically the search button, but T-Mobile brands it as their own and calls it the Genius button, but has similar functionality to the search button. We've got micro USB on the side here. We've got your volume rocker up and down. Your 8-megapixel camera is on the back. Again, dual LED flashes, so that'll be nice. I use phones with single LED flashes that work great, but I also use phones with dual LED flashes that don't work that good. So it just depends on how bright these LEDs are and how well the camera is balanced to use them. That's even more important sometimes. We've got a button on the side there. Might be a shutter button, most likely a shutter button, but not sure. We'll have to check that out for ourselves when we test it. We've got the headphone jack on the top and a power button on the top, and that's pretty much it. A little, of course, front-facing camera for video chat, and then the keyboard, which is what a lot of people are looking for here. This is a big selling point for the myTouch 4G Slide. We see a lot of the full-screen touchscreen phones without keyboards, but obviously plenty of models with keyboards, and this is expected to be one of the big ones on T-Mobile for those looking for a full QWERTY keyboard. Pretty decent feel to it. I wouldn't say it clicks that much when you push the button. You don't feel much of a snap on there, but sometimes the usability is really just defined by the OS itself and how well these buttons respond, not so much as how well they feel. Kind of a combination of both, I suppose. So we'll have to test that out. You see the Genius button there on the keyboard. Again, that's T-Mobile's branding. So there you go. Wanted to unbox that for you. I am going to go ahead and power this up and test it out, and I will have a full review of the T-Mobile myTouch 4G Slide on ABC15.com. You can check that out for yourself. Once it's posted, it'll also be posted in the comments of this video on YouTube. Again, I'm Kirk Yuhnke from ABC15.com. Have a great day. That's the myTouch 4G Slide.